Jan's views on crime. Today we're going to be looking at the Charlie Kirk shooting on Twitter. Okay, I'm going to be playing a video of somebody that I do follow. I've been following him for some time because I believe he speaks the truth. I mean, what else can I say? But it's quite interesting to witness how social media has such a huge influence on how people see what's going on around them, and especially in this case of the Charlie Kirk shooting. Now, as I say, I've looked at Tizzy Entertainment, and I'm going to be interjecting a couple of his clips in here as we go along.
Breaking and somewhat fluid, they have identified and taken into custody a suspect in the murder of Charlie Kirk. This is the mugshot, 22-year-old Utah resident Tyler Robinson, who allegedly told his father that he had been the one who shot Charlie Kirk, and then his father contacted law enforcement and kept him or held him there until they arrived and could take him into custody.
So before we start, I hope you're all well. I hope, yeah, we've got a real drop in the weather now, so expect some more some more content from me here. I hope you're all very well. So I also want to share this with you and you know, be able to look through what people are saying on Twitter. So we've got this person called Cut Down on Gaming. He said, will Republicans and Democrats face this? It's interesting, isn't it? I don't know a great deal about American history or also politics. I'm not into politics, but I'm quite interested in the truth and recognizing when people are trying to mislead us.
Also looking at some older images of Tyler on family's social media pages, we can see stuff like this. At the very least, wearing the same type of Converse as the shooter. But just to be clear, this is the violent liberal leftist, this white kid, who comes from a family of registered Republicans, whose father is former law enforcement and now is a minister and has members of the family in the military, whose family, so many pictures of them at like gun shows and just firearms everywhere.
The FBI, the most dangerous people to America, is the lone white male shooter, because what we have to remember here is that Twitter and anywhere else where you may get your news from is pointing everybody, before they've actually caught this guy, they've already labelled him. Okay, that's the situation. So they labelled him as being an extremist. They labelled him as being quite possibly black, trans, Muslim, an immigrant, and a Democrat. That's what he was labelled as, and it turns out that he was none of these.
Oh, not for nothing. That whole trans ideology thing on the bullets that the Wall Street Journal and others ran with is now getting walked back. This is what's being reported as actually being on those rounds. Notice his bulges. Ooh, what's this? That radical leftist saying, right? How about, hey, fascist, catch with the anti-fascist symbol. Okay, there's that, but there's also, oh, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao, Ciao. And if you read this, you're gay, LMAO. This is meme culture shit.
He was none of these. He was a young guy who lived with his parents, whose parents were, I believe the father was once in the police force over there. And yeah, it's wild that people are allowed to speculate in this way, and how it has such a negative effect on marginalised members in society. So yeah, we've discovered that his name is indeed Tyler Robinson, and look, it's just a young dude. I mean, yeah, that's him. And there he is. And it's quite interesting. People have spotted that this dude wears the same shoes. He must wear the same shoes day in, day out. But yeah, that's another thing. So let's go down a bit more. Okay, there's nothing on there because that says, okay, now look underneath here. All right, now somebody has put this up about him. Okay, then somebody down here has put, not according to statistics. See what I mean? So this guy has put all this, right? Right. Meet Charlie Kirk's assassin, Tyler Robinson, a white Christian, conservative, Republican male with a gun. Again. So this person underneath has put, not according to statistics. So what statistics are they looking at? What statistics are telling them that indeed most of the shooters around in America are black, trans, Muslim, immigrants, or Democrats? This is why it is just so worrying. I mean, let's have a look. Let's have a look somewhere else, shall we? I think this one's interesting. Former Republican has written, it's a pattern. A lonely, awkward white boy raised in a conservative MAGA gun nut household, terminally online and spiralling into brain rot meme culture. So what do you think about that? I think that is the most probable cause, or the most probable reason why some of these young men are doing such atrocities. It's gotta be.
This is mentally unwell shit. This is not unlike the Catholic school shooter who had a bunch of meme culture references on their weapons, and I swear to God, he was inspired by that from this. Oh, and that person who you'll say, well, they were trans, except they stated they were detransitioning because they'd been red-pilled, essentially. Actually, in their video they made, they were advocating for a firearms influencer on YouTube to be elected as president. And by the way, that person did run for office, a smaller office, as a Republican. That's who the Catholic school shooter was in support of. But no, trans ideology was the thing that was run with early on. And a ton of people online are calling for the heads of trans people and calling for the heads of leftists. And I'm getting death threats. And tons of people are reaching out to me because they're getting death threats. And then Nancy Mace says shit like this.
It sounds like the shooter was a tranny or pro-tranny. And just because I want to protect women, that I'm worried about getting murdered? Are you fucking kidding me?
Awesome. That shouldn't cause any problems.
From his mother, we know he dressed as Pepe the Frog for Halloween. Pepe was appropriated 2015 as an alt-right white nationalist symbol. You know who else is a white nationalist? Nick Fuentes, who recently beefed with Charlie Kirk. Let me know your thoughts, guys, especially if you are American, because I don't know some of these people, but I can see what's going on here. Absolutely. So somebody here has put, here's a breakdown of each message, and it's likely cultural or contextual reference based on reports from the event. So apparently this guy, Tyler, wrote down things scratched, or I don't know how he did it, onto the casings of the bullets that he shot. One of them he's put, fired, notices bulge, OWO, what's this? Okay, so this is an internet meme originating from online communities like 4chan, Reddit, and furry fandom spaces. It's insane, isn't it, guys? It's insane. Shall we click on that one? Show more. Alright. I'm not going to read all of this, but I'm going to give you the opportunity. So if you want to read this, just stop the video and you'll be able to read it. So these, by him put in, unfired. It sounds as if those ones actually weren't fired, those shots. This is also worth noting in regards of who the actual killer could be. Well, we found out who the killer is. So, yeah, this is worth reading in regards of, as regards to who the actual killer could be. And this person has written a whole list of who this person could be. He used to be an Israeli loyalist. He feared Israel would kill him. Can you see, can you pick up a scent here? I certainly can. And it's frightening.
Problems. Also, not for nothing, there's video of him running across the roof and dropping down to the ground. And you know what I don't see in his hand there or in any of the pictures from security that is either him arriving or leaving? A rifle case. Yet they found a rifle case with a fully intact rifle. Did he disassemble it and put it in the backpack and then leave and then reassemble it and leave it in a case in the woods? Is that what happened? Also, as he points out, the way the scope is mounted, can't really shoot from a prone position with this firearm in its current configuration.
So Betty puts, and Trump should apologise for his hateful lies. Meanwhile, it was one of his people. See, it's all turned very political, hasn't it? Is it political? Do you believe it's political?
Meanwhile, while people are losing their minds on the internet, declaring war on leftists, and people like myself are getting death threats, Donald Trump went to the Yankees game and held a somber vigil for Charlie Kirk. Call me crazy, but Strokey McStrokerson doesn't seem all that broken up. The reality is, I don't care if he was a Democrat or a Republican or an independent or a libertarian or identified as a fucking Martian. He committed a murder. He should be held accountable for that murder. And if he was trying to help certain marginalized communities, he fucking dropped the ball because these people are going to use it as an excuse to declare fucking war. And a bunch of unwell people will very likely act inspired by this.
So this guy Aaron Rupel has put, question. My condolences on the loss of your friend, Charlie Kirk. How are you holding up? So Trump says, I think very good. And by the way, right there you see all the trucks. They just started construction of the new ballroom. Is this for real? What? Sorry. As I normally do, I do this without already checking beforehand because I think it gives you a better impression of how I feel about this. This is mad. Look what he wrote here. Yeah, I think I'm holding up all right. By the way, they just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get for about 150 years, and it's going to be a beauty. It'll be an absolutely magnificent structure. Good Lord. My God. And this is on the news with the entitled Trump Takes Questions After Kirk Assassination. Oh, Lordy Miss Claudie. Lordy Miss Claudie. Here Rio says anyone who thinks Trump is choked up over Kirk's death is crazy. I've never seen a leader less loyal to those who are loyal to him. He has no morals, principles, or even deep thoughts. He's just a plain, dumb, shallow, selfish man. Oh, well. What do you think, guys? What do you think? It's madness, isn't it? So here, oh my God, look what India's put. His actual friend. These are his actual friends. Do you recognise them? I recognise them. But I don't want this to be an anti-Trump video. But, yeah. He's just brutal to watch or listen to, period. Evil and self-indulgent at all levels. Ah, dear. This is taking a different turn. This is really taking a different turn. Okay, so, guys, I'm gonna get rid of that now and just say to you, what are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts? I must say, I myself thought it could have been anyone that took a shot at this guy. Did I think it was going to be a Muslim? Did I think he was going to be black? No. No, I didn't actually. Because I watch a lot of true crime and I know that there is a culture, very sadly, in America especially, of young men who, for some reason, act in the most appalling ways. Like, going into schools and shooting all the kids and, yeah. So yeah, it's just interesting. It's interesting to see what Twitter has to say. And I hope I've given you a little sneak preview, if you like, a little taste of what goes on the Twitter app. Best avoid it, really. Or just taken with a pinch of salt. It all depends who you're following. And I hope I've given you a sort of, a fairly good example of life on the Twitter bird. So I'm going to end this video now and wish you a very good weekend. You stay safe out there because trust me, it's a rotten old world. So until the next one, bye bye for now.